much. The war with Iran intensifies. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth says the U.S. is just getting started and the military will go deeper into the country. Iran widened its retaliation with new attacks. So far, 11 countries have been targeted, while Americans caught in the middle of war search desperately to get out. CBS Evening News anchor Tony Dokoupil reports from Tel Aviv.
As fast as Iran can clean up debris from the last strike, there's a new one. As the U.S. and Israel say, they are carving up the country, dividing targets by region, and producing what the Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth today described as death and destruction from the sky all day long.
We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours truly.
The U.S. said it had struck or sunk to the bottom of the ocean more than 20 Iranian naval vessels. Among them, this one off the coast of Sri Lanka. Footage released just hours ago showing the moment of impact. A single torpedo launched from an American submarine, the first such sinking of an enemy ship since World War II. Meanwhile, in the skies over Iran, the IDF says an Israeli F-35, in another first, took out an Iranian warplane, as other Israeli jets took aim at Iranian police stations, detention centers, and other parts of its internal police state. The latest sign that the U.S. and Israel hope that what bombs can't do from above, the Iranian people will do from the ground. F.E. Defrin is an IDF brigadier general.
We don't have aim to change the regime as military, but we want to shake this horrible terror regime.
The strikes on Iran were so intense that state television announced it would postpone funeral ceremonies for the supreme leader. And Israel warned that a successor with the same ideology as the Ayatollah would also be a, quote, unequivocal target for elimination. Nearly 800 people in Iran have died so far in the U.S.-Israeli strikes, according to the Iranian Red Crescent. But Iran's leaders pledged to continue fighting, launching fresh strikes on Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and Qatar, including the largest U.S. base in the region there. Iran and its allies in Lebanon deployed a coordinated barrage at Israel today, triggering sirens throughout the country. Israel, for its part, deepened its counter-assault on Hezbollah in Lebanon, telling residents in the southern part of the country to leave immediately. And with Americans trapped in the region, the U.S. government announced plans to evacuate U.S. nationals from multiple countries. In Washington, Democrats and some Republicans denounced what they fear will be another costly American operation in the Middle East.
We should not be at this war. I believe it's wrong.
How do you avoid this becoming a grinding, long-term death trap for both Israel and America?
Well, again, let me start by explaining that, you know, Iran is posing a threat not only for Israel, the region, it's also the entire world.
But the reason I ask this question in this way is because from an American perspective, we look at wars in the Middle East and we think of Iraq and Afghanistan. It becomes a quagmire, a swamp where people go, die, and nothing changes. How do you avoid that here?
I totally understand you. Iran is producing missiles. They already hit Cyprus. They have blood on their American blood on their hands. They are a problem of the world.
Tony Dokoupil, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
And in their first vote on the war with Iran, the Senate rejects a resolution that potentially could have halted more attacks in Iran. Welcome back. I'm Dick Brennan. The Senate voted down a resolution requiring the Trump administration to seek congressional approval before expanding the fight in Iran. Aaron Navarro is live from Capitol Hill with more. Good evening, Aaron.
Good evening, Dick. The Senate today, in a vote, declined to give themselves more power over the White House's open-ended war in Iran, while the Pentagon says their military operation is just beginning.
The Defense Department released video of the moment it says a U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean as the U.S. intensifies its military campaign against Tehran.
You see the tremendous progress that's being made. Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly. Their launchers are being wiped out.
At a Pentagon briefing Wednesday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the U.S. and Israeli air forces will soon have complete control of Iranian airspace.
It means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial base of the Iranian military, finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders.
Secretary Hegseth said the U.S. military is just getting started with more bombers on the way. The comments come amid an effort by some lawmakers to rein in the Trump administration from using any more force against Iran.
I rise today in support of our troops who don't deserve to be sent into war unless this Congress votes that there should be such a war.
A Senate vote Wednesday on the War Powers resolution failed in the Republican-controlled chamber.
You don't have to authorize military operations. They can go on as long as the president wants them to go on until you cut off funding.
The Pentagon also released photos of 4 of the 6 service members killed in an Iranian strike on a U.S. operations center in Kuwait.
To the families of our fallen, we grieve with you today.
And the White House says it is chartering flights to help evacuate Americans stranded in the region.
A White House official says they've identified over 1,600 Americans requesting assistance to leave the Middle East. And the chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff, said that the U.S. military is offering cargo planes to help Americans evacuate. Back to you, Dick.
Aaron Navarro on Capitol Hill. Aaron, thank you very much. Gas prices continue to rise in response to the conflict in the Middle East. The average price per gallon for regular gas in New York is now at $3.10, according to AAA. In New Jersey, it's $3.08, Connecticut $3.04. The national average has jumped nearly a dime to $3.19 per gallon. On Wall Street, a buyer's bounce from yesterday. The Dow closed up 238 points. The S&P jumped nearly 53 points. The Nasdaq gained 290 points. Stay with CBS News New York for more on the war with Iran, on air and online at cbsnewyork.com.